You work hard for your money, but do you ever feel like it just disappears? Do you struggle with budgeting, saving, or knowing where your money actually goes each month? What if I told you that mastering your cash flow is one of the most important and most overlooked steps to achieving financial freedom? And here's the real secret. You don't have to be a math genius or live like a monk to take control of your finances. In today's video, we're breaking down the best budgeting strategies to finally take control of your money. How to eliminate financial stress by managing your cash flow like a pro. The secret of compound interest, what Albert Einstein called the eighth wonder of the world, and how you can use it to build massive wealth over time. If you've ever felt like your money controls you instead of the other way around, this is the video you need to see. Let's get started.
We've explored inspirational stories and powerful mindsets. Now, let's get down to the practical tools you need to take control of your money on a daily basis. In Section 9, we're diving into budgeting and money management strategies, the essential foundation for building financial freedom and achieving your money goals. Budgeting and money management might sound boring or restrictive, but in reality, they are empowering tools that give you clarity, control, and freedom over your finances. Master your cash flow, and you master your money. Let's get practical and build your money management muscles. Why budgeting isn't restrictive, it's liberating. Let's bust the myth that budgeting is restrictive and depriving. Many people avoid budgeting because they think it means deprivation, limitation, and a joyless financial life. But that's a misconception of what budgeting really is. Reality, budgeting is not about restriction. It's about awareness, control, and intentionality. A budget is simply a plan for your money, a roadmap that shows you where your money is going and helps you direct it towards your goals. Think of a budget like a GPS for your finances. Without a GPS, you might wander aimlessly and get lost. With a GPS, your budget, you have a clear path to your destination, your financial goals, and can track your progress along the way. Benefits of budgeting include reducing financial stress and anxiety. Knowing where your money is going and having a plan creates peace of mind and reduces financial worries. Achieving your financial goals faster. A budget helps you prioritize your spending and allocate more money towards savings, investments, and debt payoff, accelerating your progress towards your goals. Saving more money by tracking your expenses and identifying areas where you can cut back. You can free up more money to save and invest. Investing more effectively. With a clear understanding of your cash flow and savings, you can invest more confidently and strategically towards your financial freedom number. Budgeting is not about deprivation. It's about empowerment and making conscious choices about your money. It's about aligning your spending with your values and goals and taking control of your financial destiny. Embrace budgeting as a tool for financial liberation, not restriction. Practical budgeting methods. Find the one that works for you. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to budgeting. The best budgeting method is the one that you can actually stick to and that fits your personality, lifestyle, and financial situation. Here are a few practical budgeting methods to consider. 1. The 50/30/20 rule. A simple and popular method that divides your after-tax income into three categories. Asterisk 50% for needs. Essential expenses like housing, food, transportation, utilities, healthcare, debt minimum payments. Asterisk 30% for wants. Non-essential expenses like entertainment, dining out, hobbies, travel, subscriptions, and discretionary spending. Asterisk 20% for savings and debt payoff. Savings for emergencies, investments, retirement, and paying down debt aggressively. Asterisk pros. Simple to understand and implement. Easy to track percentages. provides flexibility for wants. Asterisk cons. Percentages may need adjustment depending on individual circumstances, requires honest categorization of needs versus wants. 2. Zero-based budgeting. A more detailed method where you allocate every dollar of your income to a specific category so that your income minus your expenses equals zero. Asterisk process. Start with your income, then list out all your expenses, needs, wants, savings, debt payoff, and allocate amounts to each category until your income is fully accounted for. Asterisk pros. Highly detailed, forces you to be very conscious of every dollar, leaves no money unaccounted for. Asterisk cons. Can be time-consuming and require meticulous tracking, may feel restrictive to some. 3. The envelope system, cash-based, a tangible, cash-based method, particularly helpful for controlling spending in variable categories like groceries, entertainment, and dining out. Asterisk process. Determine your budget categories, withdraw cash for each variable spending category, and put the cash in labeled envelopes. When the cash in an envelope is gone, you stop spending in that category for the month. Asterisk pros. Visually limits spending, promotes conscious cash usage, can be very effective for controlling impulsive spending. Asterisk cons. Less convenient in a digital world, requires carrying cash, may not be suitable for all expense categories. 4. Budgeting apps and tools, technology-based leverage technology to automate tracking, categorization, and budgeting. Numerous budgeting apps and software are available: Mint, Inab, Personal Capital, etc. Asterisk pros. Automated tracking, categorization, and reporting, convenient and accessible on smartphones, often integrates with bank accounts and credit cards. Asterisk cons. May require subscription fees for premium features, may involve a learning curve to set up and use effectively, requires linking financial accounts to apps, privacy considerations. Experiment with different budgeting methods and find the one that resonates with you and that you can consistently implement and maintain over time. The key is consistency and finding a system that empowers you, not restricts you. Choose your budgeting method and start taking control of your cash flow. Key money management tips. Maximize your cash flow. Beyond choosing a budgeting method, here are some key money management tips to maximize your cash flow and optimize your finances. 1. Track your expenses religiously. You can't manage what you don't measure. Track your expenses to understand where your money is really going. Use budgeting apps, spreadsheets, or notebooks to record every dollar you spend for at least a month to get a clear picture of your spending patterns. 2. Identify and reduce unnecessary expenses. Once you're tracking your expenses, identify areas where you are overspending or spending money on things that don't truly add value to your life. Cut back on unnecessary subscriptions, dining out, impulse purchases, and wasteful spending. Every dollar saved is a dollar you can redirect towards savings, investments, or debt payoff. 3. Increase your income. Strategically, while cutting expenses is important, increasing your income can significantly accelerate your path to financial freedom. Explore options to boost your income, such as asking for a raise, developing new skills to command higher pay, starting a side hustle, or exploring entrepreneurial ventures. Focus on increasing your value in the marketplace to earn more. 4. Pay yourself first. Automate savings. Again, we've emphasized this before, but it's worth repeating. Automate your savings and pay yourself first by setting up automatic transfers to your savings and investment accounts. Make saving a non-negotiable priority, not an afterthought. 5. Review and adjust your budget regularly. Your budget is not a static document. It's a dynamic tool that needs to be reviewed and adjusted regularly, at least monthly, to reflect changes in your income, expenses, and financial goals. Treat your budget as a living, breathing plan that evolves with your life. Take control of your cash flow. You are the CEO of your money. Ultimately, budgeting and money management are about empowerment and taking charge of your financial life. You are the CEO of your money. You get to decide where it goes, how it's used, and what future you are building with it. Don't let money control you. You control your money through intentional budgeting and smart money management. A budget is not a constraint. It's a tool for freedom, choice, and financial power. It allows you to align your spending with your values, achieve your financial goals faster, and live a more intentional and fulfilling life. Start budgeting today, even if it's just a simple budget. Take the first step towards mastering your cash flow and becoming the CEO of your money. Small steps, taken consistently, lead to big financial transformations over time. Take control and unleash your financial potential. And there you have it, practical budgeting and money management strategies to take control of your cash flow. By implementing these tools and tips, you'll be well on your way to mastering your money and building a solid financial foundation. But we're not done building your financial toolkit yet. In Section 10, we'll explore the power of compound interest in depth, the magical force that can exponentially grow your wealth over time. Stay tuned and keep mastering your money.
We've covered lies, steps, secrets, action plans, budgeting. Now it's time to unveil the ultimate wealth-building superpower, compound interest. In Section 10, we're going to explore the power of compound interest in depth, understanding why it's been called the eighth wonder of the world by Albert Einstein, and how it can exponentially grow your wealth over time. Compound interest is not just a financial concept. It's a mathematical miracle, a force of nature that can turn small amounts of money into fortunes over the long run. Understanding and harnessing the power of compound interest is absolutely essential for anyone serious about achieving financial freedom. Let's unlock this eighth wonder together. What exactly is compound interest? The snowball effect. So, what exactly is compound interest, and why is it so powerful? Let's explain it simply, using the analogy of a snowball. Imagine you start with a small snowball at the top of a hill. As the snowball rolls down the hill, it picks up more snow and gets bigger. And as it gets bigger, it picks up even more snow faster, because there's more surface area to accumulate snow. The snowball grows exponentially, not just linearly. Compound interest works in a similar way with your money. When you earn interest on your initial investment, your principal, that interest is then added to your principal. And in the next period, you earn interest not just on your original principal, but also on the accumulated interest from previous periods. Interest earns interest, and the growth accelerates over time, like a snowball rolling downhill. Simple interest, in contrast, only earns interest on the original principal, not on the accumulated interest. It's like a snowball that stays the same size as it rolls downhill. It grows linearly, not exponentially. Compound interest is the key to exponential wealth growth. Think of compound interest as your wealth-building ally, working silently and powerfully in the background, 24/7, to grow your money exponentially over time. It's a force you must understand and leverage to achieve your financial goals. The magic of compounding. Small amounts, huge returns over time. The true magic of compounding becomes apparent over longer periods of time. In the short term, the effects might seem small, but over decades, the exponential growth becomes astonishing. Let's illustrate this with a powerful example. Imagine two friends, Sarah and Tom, who both start investing at different ages. Sarah started investing at age 25 and invests $100 per month, consistently for 40 years, until age 65. Tom started investing at age 35 and invests $200 per month, consistently for 30 years, until age 65. Tom invests twice as much per month as Sarah. Who do you think will have more money at age 65? You might think Tom, because he invests twice as much each month. But the power of compounding tells a surprising story. Let's assume an average annual investment return of 8% historically. The stock market has averaged around 10%, but we'll use conservative 8%. Sarah started at 25. $100 per month for 40 years will have approximately $350,000 by age 65. She invested a total of $48,000, $100 per month x 12 months x 40 years, and compound interest to the rest. Multiply her initial investment by over 7 times. Tom started at 35. $200 per month for 30 years will have approximately $270,000 by age 65. Even though he invested twice as much per month as Sarah, $200 versus $100, and a total of $72,000, he ends up with less money than Sarah because he started later. The difference? The extra 10 years of compounding that Sarah had. That extra decade of compounding made a huge difference, even though she invested less money overall. Time is the most powerful ingredient in the compound interest equation. This example dramatically illustrates the magic of compounding and the incredible advantage of starting early, even with small amounts. Time in the market is far more important than time in the market, and the earlier you start, the more powerful compound interest becomes. Unlock the magic of compounding by starting early and being consistent. Visualizing compound interest, linear versus exponential growth. To further understand the power of compound interest, let's visualize the difference between linear growth and exponential growth. This visual will make the impact of compounding even more clear. Imagine 2 lines on a graph. Linear growth, a straight line that goes up at a constant rate. If you invest with simple interest, your wealth grows linearly. You earn the same amount of interest each period, based only on your initial principal. The line goes up steadily, but at a constant pace. Exponential growth, a curve that starts off slowly, but then curves upwards and accelerates dramatically over time. This is how compound interest grows your wealth. In the early years, the growth might seem slow and unimpressive. But as time goes on, the curve starts to bend upwards and the growth explodes. The longer you wait, the steeper the curve becomes and the faster your wealth multiplies. This graphically illustrates the power of exponential growth through compound interest. Linear growth is steady but limited. Exponential growth, thanks to compounding, is initially slow but eventually becomes explosive. The longer you stay invested and let compound interest work its magic, the more dramatic the exponential growth becomes. Visualize the power of exponential growth and embrace the long-term compounding journey. Practical ways to leverage compound interest in your life. Now, let's talk about practical ways to leverage the power of compound interest in your own financial life. How can you make this 8th wonder of the world work for you? 1. Start investing early. The most powerful lever, as we saw in the Sarah and Tom example, time is your greatest ally when it comes to compound interest. The earlier you start investing, even with small amounts, the more time your money has to compound and grow exponentially. Don't delay. Start investing today, no matter your age or income level. 2. Invest consistently, automated. Consistency is key to maximizing compound interest. Invest regularly and automatically, as we discuss in Action Step 3 of Section 4. Even small, consistent investments made over long periods can accumulate into substantial wealth thanks to compounding. Automate your investments for consistent compounding power. 3. Reinvest dividends and earnings. Fuel the engine, reinvest any dividends or earnings generated by your investments from stocks, index funds, real estate, etc. Reinvesting those earnings adds fuel to the compounding engine, accelerating your wealth growth even further. Reinvest dividends to maximize compounding fuel. 4. Be patient and long-term focused. Avoid short-term thinking. Compound interest is a long-term game. It takes time for the exponential growth to really kick in. Be patient. Avoid short-term trading or market timing, and stay focused on your long-term financial goals. Let compound interest work its magic over decades, not just months or years. Cultivate patience for long-term compounding rewards. 5. Minimize fees and expenses. Protect your returns. Fees and expenses can erode the power of compound interest over time. As we discuss in Step 4, Section 2, choose low-fee investment options like index funds to maximize your returns and ensure more of your money is compounding for you, not for financial institutions. Minimize fees to maximize compounding power. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. Albert Einstein. Let's end with a famous quote attributed to Albert Einstein. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. This quote powerfully captures the dual nature of compound interest. If you understand and leverage compound interest by investing early, consistently, and patiently, it becomes a powerful engine for wealth creation, working for you to earn you money exponentially. But if you ignore or neglect compound interest and instead accumulate debt with compounding interest charges, credit cards, high-interest loans, then compound interest works against you, making you pay more and more over time, enriching financial institutions at your expense. The choice is yours. Will you earn compound interest or will you pay it? Will you make compound interest your wealth-building ally or your financial enemy? Understand the power of compound interest. Leverage it in your investments. Avoid paying it in debt. Make compound interest work for you to build your financial freedom, achieve your dreams, and live a life of abundance. Unlock the eighth wonder of the world and start harnessing the miracle of compound interest today. Congratulations! You've completed this powerful journey to financial freedom. You've debunked money lies, learned the 7 steps to freedom, unlocked billionaire secrets, created your action plan, understood index funds, exposed more myths, explored the billionaire mindset, been inspired by real-life stories, mastered budgeting, and now you've unlocked the eighth wonder of the world, compound interest. You are now armed with the knowledge, strategies, and mindset to take control of your financial life and build a future of abundance and freedom. But knowledge is only potential. The real power comes from action. Take action today. Implement the 7 action steps. Start budgeting. Open an index fund account. Automate your savings and commit to lifelong financial education. Don't just watch this video and forget about it. Make this the turning point in your financial life.
Now, you have the tools to take complete control of your financial future. You've learned that budgeting is not about restriction, it's about freedom. A strong financial plan gives you control over every dollar. Mastering cash flow is a game changer. Once you know exactly where your money is going, you can redirect it toward wealth building instead of waste. Compound interest is your ultimate ally. The sooner you start leveraging it, the faster your money will multiply over time. The only question is, will you take action? Let's hear from you. What's the biggest mistake you've made with money that you wish you could go back and change? Which budgeting strategy are you going to try first? Have you already started using compound interest to grow your wealth? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it. Take the next step. If this video helped you, share it with someone who needs it. Subscribe to Economy for Everyone and turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to level up your financial game. Coming next, the final steps to your financial freedom. Now that you've mastered the basics of money management and wealth building, it's time to answer the biggest questions holding people back. In the next video, we'll dive into the most frequently asked questions about investing and personal finance, giving you clear, no BS answers. A complete financial freedom toolkit, the best books, tools, and resources to take your wealth building journey even further. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by financial information or wish someone would just break it all down for you, this next episode is exactly what you need. Stay tuned. This is the final push toward true financial independence.